Things are often not what they seem. The story goes, beauty and ugliness were walking along the shore one day. Ugliness says to beauty, "Let me go take a swim." Beauty agrees, so the two disrobe and dive in the water. As beauty swims around under the waves, ugliness returns to shore without saying a damn word and slips away in beauty's fine garments. When finally beauty realizes she's all by her damn self, being ashamed of her nakedness, she puts on the tattered rags ugliness left behind. And to this day, there are still those who see the one and mistake her for the other. Things are often not what they seem. Every black man in sagging pants ain't a criminal, despite subliminal media messages to the contrary. Message telling you not to come near me. Message telling you better fear me before you steer me in the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, limb for a limb, life for a life. Why you looking at me like I got nothing better to do than rob you of your life with a butcher knife or rape your ugly wife? Things are often not what they seem. Some people think, since a brother is now president, the end of racism is somehow evident. They need to check the 13th Amendment. Slavery wasn't abolished, it just got polished. Things are often not what they seem. Ignorance rocks, dreadlocks sometimes. Unself-hate slaps, head wraps around, relax, naps, so you can't see what's on her mind. Intellect gets out of bats to protect her neck and get God's back, leaving religions bludgeoned to death by the dozen for pretending to be spirituality, when most can't even be as close as distant cousins. Cause in spite of the reality that spirituality is relative, religion and spirituality are not necessarily relatives, though they often seem related. Things are often not what they seem. Things are often not what they seem. Things fall apart when pulled apart by what? Seems. Things fall apart when pulled apart by what seems. What seems is something our senses dream, and it takes more than common sense to make sense of the common dream. And some dreams only youth can hear. For as age turns time's pages, some elders lose their heirs to their heirs, forget their fears of failing to fulfill fantasies that will forever disappear. But we can't let the fantasies disappear. And we can't let our imagination disappear, because if we do, then what the hell on earth are we doing here? Been to earth and not to hell, but if I had been there, I imagined to be a nation with no imagination. I imagined to be a nation where everybody's nationality was reality. And I imagined this image of a nation in my imagination. If everybody fell to hell, we'd all be forced to keep it real, to keep it real, to keep it real. And that third rail is like a third rail that won't let imagination's lungs do anything but fail. And I'm still waiting for mine to exhale, because reality, somehow has hypnotized everybody and kidnapped creativity. Got niggas thinking they can only be what they see. Got sisters thinking they can only be what they see. But we don't have to only be what eyes can see. So you can keep it real if you want to keep it real. I ain't trying to keep shit real. Reality is killing me. I'd rather be swimming in a fantasy, standing in a meadow forest, planting my poetry, stirring piping hot pots of possibility. Tea with honey, please. Cause my honeybee, not like the insect, but like existence be. Just letting me be who I be, so I can be, and she can be, and we can be all we can be, and we can all be free, and we can all be free. If we could just set free what it means to be or not to be, existence should not be shackled by any one word or definition. Existence should not be shackled by anyone's words or definitions. Definitions are for definers and not for the defined. Definitions are for definers and not for the divine. And definitions definitely ain't divine. You can't define anything divine with any definition you can find. What you can find is a long line of definers who definitively lost their minds. Been trying to define my black behind since before the beginning of time. Since I sold Earth solid gold and told her sun to shine. Made the moon swoon with a sprig of her own moonshine. She still can't walk a straight line anymore. She stumbles in circular motion, shaking even the ocean's floor. Back and forth and back. She gets so dizzy that she sees black. She gets so dizzy, everything goes black. And once you go black, you never go
back.
Word. Once you go blackward, you never go backward, you only go blackward. And the blackest word I ever heard was we. So I turn it upside down and use it interchangeably with me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. And me, myself, I like some Max. Stick up kids inside the text. Dizzy Gillespie played the... Actually, he played trumpet. That's exactly what I mean. Things are often not what they seem. When I say hip, somebody say hop. Hip, hip. When I say drug war, somebody say stop. Drug war, drug war. Somebody scream. Peace, my name is Bryonn Bain. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm here with the Lyrics from Lockdown crew. Give it up for them real quick. We're here today sharing samples of the Lyrics from Lockdown, a hip-hop, spoken word, theater, multimedia production that was created about my experience of wrongful incarceration, the experience of my man, my homie, Nathan Williams, who's from LA, who was thrown on death row at 17 in Texas, has been locked up over 20 years for a crime he didn't commit. All I got is some fish and a few loaves of bread, and a whole lot of folks have got to get fed. All I got is some fish and a few loaves of bread and a whole lot of folks to feed. But if 7 seas were made in under 7 days, if the first man was forgiven when he misbehaved, if a twig was taken from a tree by a dove to a boat that was built before a flood, if a tower was being built to prove who the man was, and suddenly people were speaking in tongues, if a rainbow was erected to send out the sign that the world would get wet with the fire next time, if someone was told to sacrifice his own son, then told to hold up just before he was done, then the fish and the bread that I just said is all that I got. It's all that I need for me to get fed and for me to feed a whole lot of folks in need. You see, they set me on fire. When they look back, I was chilling with my brothers Shadrach and Meshach. I threw down with an angel all through the night. Then I got him to bless me when I won the fight. Then I had to fight like 10 older brothers for jocking my triple fat goose of many colors. And then I had this dream they all hated about, then bowing down to me, so they sold me out to a band of bandits who later on landed near where the water when they was commanded to stop and drop for blowing his top up into this ship I was in when I got this here fish that I found while fishing around underwater where the daughter of the Pharaoh once found a child who was chosen to force the Pharaoh and free his folks from a foreign land. Or prepare for plagues all across the land. Prepare every woman, prepare every man, prepare every child. All you got is that rod in your hand. All you got is that rod and a God he don't know. How the hell you gonna get fat to let us all go? All I got is some fish and a few loaves of bread, and a whole lot of folks have got to get fed. All I got is some fish and a few loaves of bread and a whole lot of folks to feed. But I believe I can part the sea now and then put it back together again. I believe I can kill any giant dead if I believe in my heart. I'd bust him upside him head with a stone, not the strode from the sling I would cling before we were crowned. Back when we were kings, back when we were able to see prophecy. Says a whale is gonna save you, son, just jump in the sea. A holy woman was no hope and she conceived immaculately. And a good baby daddy was something even God could be. We can heal the sick and we can make the blind see. Miracles wasn't profit motivated like the medical industry. We believed in believing, so I believe in belief. And I believe faith could come in the night like a thief and knock out each of uncertainty's teeth and take away all of your disbelief. Because the faith that forced Pharaoh to end slavery tells me it's about time my people was free. And the faith that outlived leprosy is the faith that will outlive HIV. The faith that won us the presidency. The faith that we can stop the machine. Because the faith that can make a mountain get up out of bed is a faith I believe is able to spread a few little fish and a few loaves of bread to feed all the folks who gotta get fed. I believe I can make wine out of tap water and tap, tango, break, dance, and walk on water. And I believe the children are the future. We should teach them well and let them lead the way, and show them all the beauty they possess inside, and give to them a sense of pride. And I believe I can fly, I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door, and believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could be so free, but I believe in flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Or believe it or not, I'm just we. And believe it or not, the fish that we got and the bread I just said is all that we got. It's all that we need for us to get fed and for us to feed a whole lot of folks in need.